Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. So, it came out today that Taylor Heinicke is expected to be the starter on Sunday, and Sam Howell will play a little bit. But there's also been reports that things can change this week. So, if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content on the road to 11,000 subscribers. So, please help me get there. Hit that like button and that notification bell as well. It helps out a ton. So let me just read the report from Jeremy Fowler, and then I'll give you guys my reaction. So he says the Commanders are expected to turn back to Taylor Heinicke as a starter for Sunday's season finale versus the Cowboys, but rookie quarterback Sam Howell is also slated to play, marking the NFL debut for the 5th round pick per source. Barring changes of plans, this will be the setup. I am not a fan of the move at all. I am a fan of the move of playing Sam Howell, but he should be getting the full start. I love Taylor Heinicke. He's a great guy, and the teammates love him. He's a fan favorite, but we know what he is. We don't need to see him start another game. Maybe he'll be back next year as a backup, or maybe it'll just be him and Sam Howell. And you know what? That's fine. But we already know what we need to know about Taylor Heinicke, and getting in another game isn't going to change anything. Also, and I know some people aren't a fan of this, but there's no reason to win this game. We should not win this game. And Heinicke, in my opinion, gives us more of a chance to win than Howell. And I think we can go as low as 18th pick, or as high as the 18th pick, and as low as the 10th pick. And that's a big, big swing. If we beat the Cowboys, which I don't think we're going to do, but who knows? Maybe we beat them with Heinicke. Then we go as low as the 18th overall pick. And that's bad. 18th pick and not miss the playoff. That is literally the worst case scenario. You can't go any lower than the 18th pick. And if we lose this week, or if we win this week, that's going to be the case. And we can go as high, or I guess as low as the 10th overall pick. And the 10th, it isn't amazing, but it's solid. And you can maybe move up a few spots trading wise. And, if you want to get a QB, it's possible. But yeah. That's why I think that's one of the many reasons why I think Sam Howell should be the starter. And, some people are saying, well, they might want to give Taylor Heinicke that bonus that he gets in his incentives. Well, if that's the case, you can give it to him anyways. You don't have to start him. And for him to do that, I believe he needs to play 60+% of the snaps. And so that would mean Howell's only playing 40% of the snaps. I think Howell needs to play this full game. And honestly, I was thinking in a couple, or we only had one game where it was a blowout, but possibly even in that Texans game, he could have gotten some snaps. But he should be getting all the snaps this week because, we need to see what we have in him, and I don't think he's the solution. But there's one scenario where we're, for the Commanders quarterbacks where, okay, Rivera's back, and, because we have new ownership and it's hard to switch the coaches and everything in March, April. So Rivera's back. He decides to keep Heinicke and Howell. That's fine. And if that's a scenario, I want to see Howell play this last game to get him some more reps so that he can see, as in this offseason, he'll be looking at film as of many, of a lot of plays instead of, okay, just a quarter here. If he plays this whole game, it's still not a lot, but it still gives him a full game of film to watch and see what he can do to improve himself against a really good defense. So playing a full game does make a difference. Going into the game as a starter does make the difference. So I'm hoping things change, and they are saying things could change. So Kime says, will be interesting to see who takes first QB reps at practice. While the Heinicke-Howell combo was a definite lean, could still decide to just go with Howell. Lots to consider. Team has confirmed it hasn't finalized the decision yet. And hey, if Howell looks good in practice as well, that could change things as well. I know there's been reports from Logan Paulson that he hasn't really looked good. And I don't care, honestly. That could be the case, and that probably is the case. That doesn't matter. That doesn't change my thoughts. Sam Howell should be the starter. And one thing is, if Howell can end up being a low tier, let's say a below average starter, so a 19 to 24 guy. That I know that doesn't seem a lot, and it's sad that I'm saying this, but that's a win. That is a win because, anytime you get that level of QB in the 5th round, that's a win. But Commanders haven't had that level of QB play since probably Kirk Cousins, maybe Alex Smith in 2018, but he wasn't honestly that good. So I'd probably say Kirk Cousins. So if you combine that, so if you have Howell as like, let's say like if he starts next year and he's like the 23rd, 24th ranked QB in the league, not good, but better than what we've had, that's on a rookie deal. That is a win. And that's in his, like, let's say in his rookie year, basically. Next year will be his first year starting. And let's say he's in that like 22 to 25 range. I would consider that a win. And then you go into the next year like, okay, if he can really take a leap here and maybe get to like 20, maybe 18, that is a huge win. And the Commanders, they have a good enough team where if they have a slightly below average quarterback and on a rookie deal, not even a first round rookie deal, a 5th round rookie deal, the Commanders are paying him nothing. That they can win with, and not just, make the playoffs. Like, I believe they could maybe win a playoff game. I'm getting so ahead of myself, but that is the like dream scenario for the Commanders. Sam Howell turns out to be way better than most people thought and ends up being a below average, maybe even an average quarterback. And I think he needs to get as many reps as possible. And if he can get a full game of work this week, that is huge versus just getting a quarter or two. I think that'll be huge for his development and just see how he plays. If he goes out there and lights it up, like, does that mean, I think he's going to be the franchise quarterback? No, but it'll make me feel a little bit better of what he can do in the future. So I just want to see as much of Howell as we possibly can this weekend and see if he could potentially be the guy. Honestly, either way, if he wets the bed or plays amazing, it's not really going to change much, but it's just good to see him get reps. It's going to help him in terms of what he can do this offseason. Here's a kind of thread from Grant Paulson. He says, starting Heinicke in a Week 18 glorified preseason game is absurd. You draft a project and now you have an invaluable opportunity to get him reps. The entire game should be about helping yourself next season. You learn nothing by watching 4. Again, a complete botch. And I think also, I want to see Terry get his stats up, and maybe that's what it's about, getting some of those veterans their stats up. But they'll be able to do that with Hal. I think that'll be fine. But I also want to see, Jahan Dotson get as many reps as possible. Maybe, I like Curtis Samuel. Maybe lower his snap total a little bit and get De'Ami Brown in there a little bit, and then get Jahan in the slot so you can get De'Ami Brown in there. I don't know. I mean, he hasn't played much this year, but he has some of the talent, and, get him in there and see what he can do. Get those younger guys in. I don't need to see Logan Thomas, John Bates and Cole Turner, Armani Rogers as well. Don't mind seeing those guys play. And then Chris Paul, at least have him active. He's been inactive all season. Offensive line has not played well. Give him a chance, maybe in the fourth quarter, see what he can do, get him some reps. Again, those reps are, very, very valuable so that you can see, you can get some game film of yourself for the offseason. That is very, very, very valuable. I'm trying to think of other guys that we need to see. I mean, obviously, Jamin Davis, he's going to be playing. I'm trying to think of any other, maybe you play Christian Holmes. This game doesn't matter. They should not win this game. So play Christian Holmes. Play all of your guys. All of your young guys need to play this week. So Shaka Toney, maybe get him some snaps over someone like Casey Toole. I love Casey Toole. He's a good rotational guy, but we don't need to see him. And James Smith-Williams, I don't think he's going to play, but if he's possibly on the verge of playing, he doesn't need to. Keep him out. So guys like that, get them snaps. This is what this game is about, getting guys valuable snaps and playing time versus trying to get the win or, whatever, doing solid behind Heinicke. I like the guy, but we don't need to see him play. Give him his bonus anyways. He did more than enough to earn it this year, but play Sam Howell. Start him. There's no reason to not start Sam Howell. The full game. See what he can do. Play up against a good defense. And yeah, I'm excited to see Howell play, even if it's not for the full game. But it looks like if there's a possibility where things change and maybe he does end up playing the full game. So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and turn that notification bell so you never miss a video. Peace, guys.